Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Meghan Metcalf, the mother of Austin Metcalf, who was killed at a track and field event in Texas last year, hopped on a live to talk about the case at length. This is the aftermath of Karmelo Anthony being sentenced to 35 years in prison. She talked about a variety of things. Spoiler alert. She thinks that the jury went light on Karmelo Anthony. Yeah, fam. Check it out.
Okay.
Hi, hey, Brandon.
Hey, Megan.
Oh, hi, guys. I was coming to say hi to B. What's up, Coach?
I just got done talking about your boy for 2 hours.
Oh, well, I did get the message that you were going to be on, and my sister her daughter had a volleyball game, and then I took my dad to dinner for Father's Day because he was out of town. So, but I was going to try to come in and say hi. So, I haven't listened to much, but this last bit where you were referring to as far as him coming into the tent. Go. Coming into the tent after Austin and Hunter and all the other guys that were there. That is absolutely true. You can see him walk up and sit down. Mm-hmm. So
you actually see his gray hoodie.
You see the gray hoodie, sweatpants.
When he takes his stride in the back, you could see the gray hoodie on the back. I don't know why people are arguing that still. It's really dumb.
So Megan, I have watched that footage and I have broken it down timestamp by timestamp. And let's see, I have it right here. Austin walks in and Hunter runs up to him and like jumps on his shoulders, which was kind of
that's the typical. They're like goofing around. Yeah.
To me, I'm not even gonna lie, like a little tear came to my eye because that was like the last like big interaction, and I was like, that's just a sweet moment. So that was at 9:47, 9:48, Hunter enters the tent, and then Austin follows. 9:50.07, Mello enters the tent. 9:51, Austin moves towards Mello. 9:52, the yellow poncho shows up. 9:53, Austin puts his hand on Mello. And then 9:54. So within 4 minutes. And I have broken that film down. I have watched it because
Austin put his hands on Mello. Okay.
I'm like, clearly we have gotten something wrong with what is being said. And we've been right all along. Like, I don't know if you've heard any, like, Sassy Veronica and I have always been on Austin's side. Always.
Oh, yeah.
And everything we have said is exactly how that happened. And we were just going off of the police report.
Right, I know, and that's the crazy part is like it was obvious from the beginning, but you're gonna get these crazy.
Now remember, the police report was written by the police in Collin County, Texas.
It's a crazy time. That's all I'll say. It's a crazy.
Diddy, can you bring up Florida? Can you bring up Florida from the queue?
Yeah.
Megan, can I ask you something? Megan? Was Hunter sitting?
I don't know, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of you. So
I know. It's not a bad question though. Hunter was sitting like down a couple bleachers in front of Mello because I seen his face was looking straight ahead. He wasn't even paying attention behind him. So was he looking?
I would say yes, but I don't know how you can see his face. But
well, they lightened it up on Twitter. You can see his hair.
Of course.
You know, his hair.
Yeah.
So it looked like him.
You can say that all day long, but it is what it is at this point. Hunter was not near Karmelo to the point where it was going to be an aggressive nature by any stretch of the.
Well, that's strange, Megan, because there are reports that Hunter was the first to approach Mello. He was the first one to kick it off. And that is the reason why Hunter was really disturbed about the sequence of events in the aftermath of the stabbing, is because Hunter allegedly felt some type of guilt.
Imagination.
I agree.
So, Florida, do you have something to add to that? Because I know that you know a little bit about that. Hi, Megan. It's Florida Girl. Do you remember me?
Hey, yes, ma'am. How are you?
It's good to to finally talk to you. I know
Yes,
we've
ma'am.
texted a little bit.
Yes.
And I just want to tell everyone that I had a lot of information prior to him going to trial. That included speaking to a witness that verified that your son Hunter was sitting the whole time during the altercation.
Yep.
And the witness also verified that Karmelo Anthony came in after your sons. And
Okay, family. Listen, I heard what she said. You heard what she said. But let's use our minds just for a moment. I know some of us, we don't really use our minds all the time, but let's use our brains, rather. Let's use our brains just for a moment. She said at no point during the altercation that Austin's twin brother, Hunter, moved towards the incident. At no point during the altercation. Family, even if it's not your twin brother, your sibling, your sister, your brother, whatever, is in a heated argument, and you just sitting down the whole time, your brother is standing up, your sibling is standing up in a heated argument, and you just gonna sit down. Hunter already said, hey, Austin always had my back. Man, give me a thumbs up if you believe that, fam. Give me a thumbs up if you believe Hunter sat down during the entire 4-minute altercation. He didn't do nothing. He just sat there. He didn't stand up one time. His brother looked like he in a physical altercation, and he's just gonna sit there. Hunter being the more aggressive one out of the bunch. He's just gonna sit there. Give me a thumbs up if you believe that. Thumbs down if you say, hell no, man, I'm not buying it. I don't care if you're selling it for a penny. I'm not buying it. Woo.
the video also shows that Karmelo Anthony enters the stadium after Hunter and Austin are sitting down in the tent. I believe they are at 9:54. Karmelo Anthony enters the stadium at 9:55.
Yeah, I haven't broken it down that much, but watched that body specifically
Correct.
the entire time, and it is clear.
Correct, because I was always looking for the truth.
Hey,
Yeah.
Brandon, do you need me to let you down?
Oh,
Yes, I will say.
yeah.
thank you to
Sorry, Brandon. I
everybody.
just wanted to come up and say hi to you.
You're good. You're good, Megan.
I want to
Did
thank
you
you so much.
Did you
for
tell him about
coming.
the? Did you tell him about the picture that you saw?
I did.
Yeah, that's
That-
so awesome.
It
It's
is.
like that was
Keep
God's
him
sign to
hanging
you.
around. We were stalling until you got back, Megan. We've been trying to stall.
Hold tight, fam. The first big shocker coming up.
Thanks
Yeah.
for coming.
No, but yeah,
But Brandon,
I talked about that picture and how proud I was to see it.
Well,
Basically what I told you.
it's a godsend though, in my
It
opinion.
is.
I truly believe like you were put there because of that. Like it just kind of for everything, which I'm just so grateful that you're in our lives, and I'm still a part of Hunter's life, and I wish you all nothing but the best on your endeavor out at that school. So
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And
Yeah, babe.
I'll always be there for Hunter
absolutely,
and Jeff. So,
yeah.
anything y'all need, never be afraid to reach out. I see y'all
Oh.
from time to time, and I'm going to continue to support you guys and pray for you guys.
100%, bud.
Love you, Megan.
100%. Love you too, bud.
Guys, thank you guys for having me here. I hope I could speak, about Austin and what he meant to me and the whole community, and, really get that point across. Remember to pray for everybody involved, and hopefully we can move forward together through this, and just be better. And that's it.
yeah,
Thank
I
you
want
for
to.
coming, folks.
Thank you
folks.
for coming.
Yeah, I want to
Thank you,
thank
guys.
you because you humanized who Austin was. And that is just carrying on his memory. The more you talk about him, he continues to live on. So thank you for allowing my panel to be the first time you speak. It meant so much, and you're welcome back anytime. And thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you guys so much.
Shout out, coach. Shout out, coach.
Thanks, Coach. Thank you for being a good person.
so much.
We appreciate you.
Guys, this is my first time on TikTok. How do I get out of here?
I'll get you. I'll get
We'll
you.
drop you.
Take a left and then a right.
Right?
Poor guy.
I love that
That was
kid. I love that
cute.
kid
That was
with
so
every
cute.
ounce of my being. He is the most amazing young man.
No,
And he's just a light. He's just a
He is.
In just
He
a little
really
bit
is.
of time he was up here, you can definitely see that we need more of him out there around our children because it's positive.
1,000,000%. He was, he actually made it to the hospital, was with all the kids afterward. And I remember seeing him when I had walked outside at one point to get a breath. And I completely broke down again seeing him because it was just, you just get that feeling of, I know he felt regret that he could have done something. And he even said that to me as he was hugging me, and just those feelings of it, that is just, it breaks my heart, but I just know I've tried to tell all of the coaches that there was nothing that you could have done. I mean, yes, there could have been someone under there to help, but who knows? It happened how it happened. But I try to get these guys not to weigh down on that, because that's just a hard, for him to be so young and to carry a burden. I'm trying to get him with every ounce to just be, be better, move on from it. And so, can I tell you that I don't like to talk negative on the kid because I don't know him personally. But I will say that all of these people that are saying that he was so much better than Austin at football and so many things, all of these, first off, you can't compare two different positions,
yeah.
that, right? Yeah, like that's all, it's just near impossible. But the fact remains of the accolades that Austin received. He was ranked in Texas and as a linebacker.
I don't think a lot of people are talking about how much better of a football player Karmelo was than Austin. I think what I've been hearing, but what I've been hearing people say is how much better of a person he was than Austin, because he was one of the good guys. He was not a bully. Austin had a reputation for being a bully, him and his brother. In fact, that's why they were suspended from school, for being bullies. So that's what I've been hearing. I've been hearing that Austin and Hunter were troublemakers, and Karmelo was not. Karmelo was a model student. He was an honor roll student and a model kid at home. So, and also, did I mention the fact that he saved somebody's life before? He actually risked his life, jumped into a pool, and saved a drowning human being. Yeah. So they try to make it seem like Karmelo had this reckless abandonment for human life. And the fact that he saved a human being totally debunks that theory. But here we go.
And I tried to search after a while when people started saying these things. I started searching to try to see what this kid had for his benefit, just because I want to see. I'm a fan. I'm curious and I couldn't find anything, even at his own school, as far as like making second team, honorable mention, nothing. And as a sophomore, Austin made honorable mention as a sophomore on varsity, which he should have.
But what does any of that have to do with the fight itself, the altercation? What does him being a good football player have to do with anything?
Have gotten second team.
I mean, besides the fact that his team was ass.
In my opinion, but I'm also biased. And then last year, his junior year, he made second team, and everybody in the district was furious he should have made first team. Like, it was just one of those, because he was next to another guy who ended up going D1 as a senior, had beat him out on tackles for linebacker. But so he made first team for linebacker, so they put Austin at second team, which, he came home, was upset about it. And I was like, dude, you crushed it as a junior. Can you imagine what you're going to do as a senior? And just like, we just had all these like thoughts and like excitement. And, we went to Arkansas for junior day, and he's like, Mom, an SEC school asked me to come, and I'm like, yeah, bud, like people are starting to pay attention, regardless of the Frisco Memorial's we're not a winning team. Neither is Centennial, FYI. I don't know if anybody's ever looked that up.
No,
but
I just kept
it is
track of Memorial.
Yeah, they're not winning team either. I'm not saying that but there's kids from Centennial that have gone to play D1 football. It doesn't matter the record of it's the kid themselves on how they play and all of those things. So, and Hunter just wasn't like the love of football like Austin had, but he played for his brother. And this last year,
and he went off.
Blew. Yeah. Like when I say, I'm like, it was like he was, like Austin had joined him in this race and just he crushed it. And it was kind of disappointing because he didn't get a lot of looks and stuff, but
Sound like to me Austin was her favorite kid, and you'll hear her talk about Hunter a little bit more and Hunter's anger problems, right? You're going to hear her talk about that in a minute. But it sounded like to me Austin was the golden child, the favorite child. Even though they were twins, their behavior patterns was totally opposite. And Austin, it sounds like, was perhaps taken up for Hunter. Remember, Hunter said Austin always had his back. And this is consistent with some of the witnesses early on who said that, not the witnesses who actually watched the actual tape, the clear tape that was shown by the school, that Hunter initiated the incident.
I'm so glad that it's finally over, per se, and and Austin got his justice.
Yeah,
and so
me too.
As much as he could get, if that makes sense.
I'm 100% on board with you on that. Look, I was hoping for more, but because how much, in my eyes, how much is my son's life worth to people? And in the end, all I can say is at least they saw what we saw. Time is never going to take Austin and bring him back to me. So if it's at least some time for this kid to sit there and realize that he has to suffer consequences for his actions, then so be it. So.
Can we talk about the rumor that Hunter got Austin's girlfriend pregnant? Like,
holy God. When I saw that, I fell out of my chair. I was like, are you kidding me? So, the first was everybody freaking out about him taking Tatum to prom. And I will tell you that Tatum was a senior, Austin and Hunter were juniors. And Austin and Tatum had been dating for a while, and they had this huge plan of all this, the prom stuff. And she was going to have to go alone. She actually didn't even really want to go. I think Hunter just felt obligated to take her because they had become after Austin died, Hunter stayed at the house twice, and then he didn't stay at my house for a month. He stayed with Tatum over at Tatum's family's house every night. Slept with him at their house or at his friend's house. He wouldn't come home because, every time he walked upstairs, he saw Austin's room, and it crushed him too much. So, but him taking her, of course they're friends. So there's no romantic involvement in any case with it. Yeah, it was a huge group. It took forever for pictures. Hunter is not a picture guy. He doesn't like taking pictures.
Okay, unless I missed something. Okay, this really ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but since they mentioned it, okay, let's say out of obligation, the surviving twin brother takes the deceased twin brother's girlfriend to prom. And, one could look at that as a noble gesture, right? But then he further extends his condolences by spending the night at the girl's house. I think Meghan Metcalf is a ride or die type mom. I think she's the type I think she loved her sons for real. I think that the reason why she's not doing interviews is because she's a little bit too real for TV. And she's going to call it exactly what it is. She's going to say exactly how she feels. But I also think that she's a bit delusional. I think she's a bit in denial about who her sons really are and was.
Which, by the way, I don't know if you saw when the DA was talking and how pissed he looked.
Oh my gosh,
He
I
again
commented on that as soon as it was going, like, because I think I live streamed it on here.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
screenshot it and I was like, Hunter looks pissed.
Well, because unfortunately, I know my kid too well. So when everything was done, we were asked to, Jeff, Hunter, and I were asked to stay because we needed to go and do this press release or whatever. And so he's like, what do we have to do? I was like, we just have to go down here. Like, it'll be 5 minutes. Don't worry. Well, he's like, I want to go home. Like, he was done. He wanted to go with his friends because his friends were able to get into the courtroom that night. And he wanted to be with them and not sit there with a bunch of old people, like, dealing with that. So he was, aside from just like an emotional day as it was, he was just like, I'm done. So he was sitting there very solemn, but he also, I could tell looking at rewatching the video and looking at his eyes.
Yeah.
I could tell he was, he's like,
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm glad
Can we squash another rumor that Hunter was not on, like, the potential witness list that the defense could have called him if they wanted to?
He absolutely could have been. Yes, that's why he was not allowed in the courtroom. So
Thank you.
Originally, Hunter had said, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there. I don't want, and of course, prosecutor was like, hey, you're on our witness list. We're going to see how the trial goes, depending on if we'll call you or not, blah, 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 whatever. And so then after he heard that the prosecution had rested and that and then defense started up on that Saturday, he's like, can I come up on Monday? And he was like, well, you can come, but until they call you, you can't come into the courtroom still. And so he was frustrated, but then, when they completed their defense on Monday, he decided to come up on Tuesday, and he was there Tuesday. And, of course, couldn't go in for closing arguments because it still was potential witness, I guess. I don't know how that works. Maybe Florida Girl can help me with that. But they just said that he still couldn't be in the courtroom. And then the prosecution had mentioned that when they came up with the verdict, they came down to let us know. Hunter was like, where's my badge? I'm ready to go in. And, they were like, no, because of sentencing portion, whatever. They were trying to get him and Han, and I'm just looking at him. I'm not even paying attention to what they're saying to him anymore. And he lost it. He got very upset. And the investigator came over, talked to him for a few minutes. And when he turned back around, he had a badge on. So he was able to be in there to hear the guilty verdict, which I think was good for him to hear and be in there. But I think the prosecution also was concerned because if the jury saw him, how that would play in sentencing portion. They just were trying to make sure there was no swaying of any kind. And no one even noticed he was in there because he was in the corner of the room. So I don't think even the jury knew he was in there, to be quite honest. You stand up and sit down when the jury comes in and out. But no, he could have been called at any time.
So can we ask you a couple?
Came in after.
Okay, fam. Did she just admit to witness tampering? All my attorneys that watch the show, jump in on this, man. Did she just admit to witness tampering?
They were like, no, because of sentencing portion, whatever. They were trying to get him and Han, and I'm just looking at him. I'm not even paying attention to what they're saying to him anymore. And he lost it. He got very upset. And the investigator came over, talked to him for a few minutes. And when he turned back around, he had a badge on. So he was able to be in there to hear the guilty verdict, which I think was good for him to hear and be in there. But I think the prosecution also was concerned because if the jury saw him, how that would play in sentencing portion. They just were trying to make sure there was no, and no one even noticed he was in there because he was in the corner of the room. So I don't think even the jury knew he was in there, to be quite honest. You stand up and sit down when the jury comes in and out. But But no, he could have been called at any time.
So can we
And
ask
there
you a
was never
couple
a chance.
questions about the trial?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She said a mouthful, fam. The woman said she wanted to see Karmelo Anthony get more time. 35 years wasn't enough. 35 years for an altercation that her kid initiated. If her kid don't initiate the altercation, it don't even happen. 35 years for a kid who ain't never been in trouble before. 35 years for something that happened in the heat of the moment. Not something that was premeditated. It happened in the heat of the moment. 35 years for an honor roll student. 35 years for an otherwise model citizen who saved a life before. If Karmelo Anthony don't qualify for the low end of the punishment, which was 5 years, what the hell they got the 5 years there for? Because that 5 years is supposed to be indicative of people who are considered to be redeemable and future contributors to society. If Karmelo don't fit that, don't nobody fit it. That's cold-blooded. So she wanted to see the boy get more time. And she admitted that her son, Hunter, was hot-headed. She said, I know my son. He's hot-headed. Then she turned around and admit that Hunter went inside of that jury, went inside of that courtroom, pulled something slick to get inside of that courtroom. He wasn't even supposed to be in the courtroom. I need to know, is that witness tampering? At the very least, it's suspicious. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.